and Deval,
And or
and or
action.
okay.
Hmm.
Um, so
Yeah, we're live, man. We are live and direct. You got your lights on. You got your sweater or your jumper, I should
it's
say, on.
keeping me nice and warm here in
Yeah,
the
there you go.
autumnness. What
Mm.
about you, man? Rocking a t-shirt. What is going on?
Well,
This isn't right.
to be honest, this is the same T-shirt I wear every week, and I do wash it every few months, But
You got to let them sweats seep in, man. Exactly.
exactly, season.
Um, season it all right. Listen, look, folks, you've downloaded episode 233.
Hmm.
33.
233. It's just you and me, man. I mean,
It's just, you know what?
you
Sometimes
know,
with this podcast, it does
it
feel like as
probably
if
is,
it's just you and me.
Yeah.
Exactly. It is just probably me and you. So listen, look, 233. We've got some film reviews that we want to throw at you. We've got obviously movie news. We've got some trailers actually quite a few trailers that we've got to
A
go through,
lot of
actually.
trailers.
I know, man. And some good ones coming up over there. And then, the usual anniversary corner. We'll lay it all down for you. But before all of that, Deval, give them what they want.
Yep, what they want is shout out. So yeah, thank you for Vegas Cheers shouting us out on Facebook. Actually, Facebook is one that a lot of people, forget. Oh, Facebook still exists, and she's shouting us out on Facebook. We followed her back, invited her to our little club. So
Yeah.
Vegas Cheers, go check out her Instagram as well. Loves her movies. So yeah, Vegas Cheers is a firm member of the Flixters. So there you go.
Wicked. Love
Second
it.
shout
Love it.
out goes to our very own Emmanuel. And do you know what? I was just thinking the other day, it's been a while, He
We
has
got to get
not
Emmanuel
been
on.
on the screen. I'm gonna message him and see when it's available. But yeah, he needs to get on because people don't know this, but he feeds us a lot of information, a lot of news, updates, trailers. He
Yeah,
talks a lot off air, and some of that information gets into the show. So we need to get
exactly.
him onto the show.
And also,
So,
if we don't get shit right, he calls us up on it. He
oh
tells
yeah,
us.
yeah.
Yeah,
Which is
he's one of our most ardent, like, critiques,
yeah.
which is what I love. It keeps us on our toes. So, Emmanuel, thank you. We'll get you on the show really soon. So listen, look, let's get into it. So, Devout, let's do the whole kind of movie news stuff.
Yeah.
So, listen, man, you know what? I've got a feeling, Devout, we're going to be hitting this new peak kind of TV period over here where we're going to start to get kind of more TV shows, more movies about existing stuff that's already been out there. For example, Last of Us, it's already
Yeah.
been out there in the world. We've had game adaptations before. We're getting movies about Tetris. We're getting movies about Nike. Now we're going to get TV show or movie about Street Fighter. What's going on, man?
Yeah, so literally just this news just broke just a few days ago.
Mm.
And so Street Fighter, which is a big, brand from Capcom. Street Fighter originated, people don't know this, but 1987, I want to say,
Oh,
or 1988, Street
yes.
Fighter 1. Then you had Street Fighter 2 a few years later.
Yeah.
Ken and Ryu, Zangief and Bison, Vega, Balrog, Chun-Li,
Dalsim.
everyone,
Yoga
Dalsim, Yoga
Flame.
Fire, Yoga Flame, all of that. And first of all, it was it was an arcade game where you could only pick one person, then you can pick
Yeah.
a lot more people, and then obviously it's gone to PlayStation and Sega and all the
Yeah.
different platforms, and now it's a multi-million-pound game. The movie came out in 1990, I want to say 1994. 1994, starring Raul Julia and Jean-Claude Van Damme. Kylie Minogue was in there as well. Also, Agent
Yeah, I
May
remember that.
from Agents of Shield. Can't remember her real name, but she was in that. Long story short, a new updated movie is about to be released,
Oh,
and
man.
Legendary, who have been behind. I think are they working with DC quite a lot? I think Legendary
Yeah.
did like Godzilla and stuff, didn't they? I
Yep.
think.
Big time,
Mm,
big time. Yeah, they
mm,
did a lot of that, and their logo appears on some of these big movies. I know, like, yeah, man, they've worked with DC. I'm pretty
yeah,
sure the Legendary logo comes up on the kind of the Snyderverse movies as well. I think.
you could be right there. Yeah. So that studio's going to get involved, and I think it's going to be a big budget.
Mm,
I want to know who's going to be playing, Ken Ryu, and if they're going to be actually maybe they might not be the central characters. We don't know. Maybe things have moved on. But there is a
yeah,
new Street Fighter game coming out. Like at the moment, I think it's called
yeah.
Street Fighter 6, and it
Jeez.
looks very different. But
Yeah.
yeah, Street Fighter is a massive brand, massive IP. So look out for this one. Any more news we get, we'll let you know.
Yeah. And
Mm.
Deval, when it comes to beat 'em ups, come on,
Mm.
Street Fighter, that's the game, right? 'Cause that is the
Street
game
Fighter,
that we all
oh,
wanted to play, man.
that's,
Shit.
Fireball, Dragon Punch. You know what I mean? The little arcade, heavy punch, light punch. You know what I
Oh
mean?
my gosh. Putting in Tempe
You
after Tempe. Oh my
oh
gosh, man.
mate,
What
how much
days,
would it
what
cost
days.
now? Probably got to put in a £5 note just to play
Trust me.
one go.
I
Flipping
know,
heck.
I know. Yeah, so listen, we'll keep you posted on that one. And listen, yeah, if you're a fan of the game, if you've played it, let us know. Get in touch with us. It
Mm,
would be great to kind of like hear, what character you used to play on that one. So Deval, moving on.
yeah.
Now, let's speak about HBO. HBO obviously makes some great, TV shows. A lot of the best TV shows, some of my favorites, they come from HBO. They've been banging out stuff like since the 80s, I think, maybe even before that.
Yeah.
But tell us, what are they doing? What are they cooking up?
Mate, HBO are cooking some good stuff.
Mm.
HBO. I mean, I actually, when you talked about HBO back in the day, when I think of HBO, I still think of Sex and the City,
Yeah.
and then Game of Thrones. That
Vroom.
before it starts. But HBO, like I say, with Game of Thrones. Oh my gosh, House of the Dragon, we saw that recently. That was
Mm.
really good. And you know what? More Game of Thrones titles are being created. They
Yeah.
are in the works. So far, we hear discussions. Nothing's been set in stone yet. Actors haven't been
Yeah.
cast. No writers have been commissioned.
Yeah.
But from what we understand, big conversations are happening with big
Damn.
wigs. And they're talking about having a prequel season or prequel series
Yeah.
called Aegon's Conquest.
Oh. So this will be the
Don't
first
mess about.
Aegon.
Don't mess about. Yes, Aegon's conquest. Do you realize, like, the enormity of Aegon and what he
Mm.
did? Because we had the what's the recent one that was just on again? My mind's gone blank.
Um. t- Shit.
My mind's gone blank. I just mentioned it
Oh
a second
God.
ago.
What?
House of Targaryen. Sorry,
House,
whatever.
yeah.
Is that
House.
what
Yeah.
was called? Yeah,
House of the Dragon.
House of
Yeah.
the Dragon. So there you go.
Yeah.
So in that one, that one was a few hundred years before the Game of Thrones, what we just saw. But
Yeah.
Aegon's conquest happened. Yeah, was it
No, is it
after that?
hundreds? No, it's hundreds. It's got to be before that because he started the whole thing, right?
Of course. Sorry, yeah, I'm getting mixed up. Yes, Aegon's conquest started before all of that. Aegon came from Old Valyria to to Westeros and the Seven Kingdoms.
Yeah.
He came with his dragon Balerion the Dread, I believe it's
That's
called.
it.
That
Yeah.
dragon was massive. You see a skull of that dragon in Game of Thrones when Lord Varys is having chats with this person and that person
Yeah.
down in the crypt or wherever it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
And you see that dragon's head is massive compared to other
Massive.
dragons. That dragon was instrumental in conquering the Seven Kingdoms. And Aegon with his twin sisters, or sister wives, sorry, they're not twin,
Yeah.
sister wives. So it was
So
Rhaenys and I want to say Viserys. They were his sister wives,
so the
basically.
the first Viserys, because we got Rhaenyra and Viserys again.
Yeah, but with
Yeah.
Targaryens, they name each other like
Like
10, 20 times over. Like Aegon's being used, the name Aegon's been used many, many times.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's nothing. But yeah, his two sister wives, he with them and the dragon conquered. Actually, they conquered 6 kingdoms because Dawn would not kneel, and they had a
mm,
arrangement with Dawn to not conquer them, but I think they were able to marry into their family or something like
right.
that. But yeah, so they actually conquered 6 kingdoms, and Dawn they had an arrangement with. But yeah, if they have this season, this prequel happen, it's going to be gangster. Honestly, it's going to be
Damn.
gangster.
And see, the thing is, right?
It's going to be
With the kind
gangster.
of the Game of Thrones universe, there's just
Mm,
so many directions that they can go with, and like what you said. You said something like, "Just give us, just give us what we've had before, and you
yeah,
won't go wrong." Like,
yeah,
give us,
something.
kind of keep it, don't change too much, and give it,
Yeah,
make it intriguing and stuff like that. And you know and they've kind of done the opposite with, for example, with the Mandalorian, with
mm,
the HBO and Game of Thrones stuff. They've kind of kept it similar, and the intrigue, the sex, and like, whatever, and
yeah.
dragons. I think they're going to be onto another winner, man.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, look, we'll keep an eye on that one. But listen, before we get kind of into other stuff, I want to kind of quickly mention this one, Devaldo. You know, there's something out there in the
What?
universe.
Where? Yeah.
Oh shit! Please
Huh?
download this. Watch this. Watch this
Yeah.
show on YouTube, please. What is, there's something's out there. What's out there?
I don't know, but I want to
Begins
believe.
with
You're telling,
you do
you're
want to
telling the
believe.
truth. Yeah, I want to believe.
Yeah, sometimes it's not out there, but in this case, the truth is out there. So listen, I wanted to kind of mention this, but listen, we had X-Files obviously in the 90s,
Mhm.
2000s, this kind of, from what I remember, the budget wasn't that big, Deval.
It wasn't that big, but the way they made it, it was. Oh,
Yeah,
I loved
it
it, man.
counted.
I loved
The,
it.
the the
Yeah.
the mystery, the like, are they or aren't they going to kiss? Is Mulder
Mm,
going to find his kid? Like, it's just,
mm,
are they really out there? There's
sister.
all this
Mm,
smoking man and like, all this sort of stuff. So many classic
mm,
episodes, and then they did kind of like they rebooted it. Like, they brought back Mulder and Scully again just recently, I think, like in 2018 or something like that. But
yeah.
now the big news here is Deval Ryan Coogler from
Black Panther and
Black Panther
Creed and
Creed. He
Fruitvale
is, and he's
Station.
probably, yeah, he's influential. He's actually going to be bringing back the X-Files from
Serious.
Ryan Coogler.
I'm a little bit surprised. I would have thought somebody more, maybe like Jordan Peele, would be involved in that. I know he likes a bit
That's
of mystery
interesting.
and suspense, but yeah, I mean, I've not seen anything like that from Ryan Coogler, but I'm sure he's capable. But yeah, either way, I hope they keep it true. Just like you said, keep it
Mm,
true. Don't deviate too much,
yeah.
and you'll have your audience.
Exactly. So listen, original creator Chris Carter, he was on
Mm.
a podcast show and he basically announced that Ryan Coogler is going to be bringing it back again. And he used the word remount. Now I've heard reboot, I've heard like retooled, but I haven't heard remount. So I mean, I don't know what remount could be. Could it be like,
Mm.
I don't know, they
Remount almost means like, I think it almost seems like they're going to pick up where they left off in some kind of way, like just remount it, you know.
yeah. I mean, I don't think David Duchovny and
Nah.
they're
Gillian
not coming
Anderson,
back. No,
Scully,
no, they're
Mulder
not
and
coming back.
Scully. Nah,
Yeah.
nah, I can't see it.
But
No,
they've
you
got to
never
have
know.
enough, but you never know, maybe at the final episode, but they've got to have enough of their chemistry for it to kind of,
Mm,
it nods back to the kind of like, the old school. So listen, look, keep your eyes peeled on that. It's not going to be coming out this year. It's probably going to be coming out next year or whatever. But
yeah.
listen, before we just kind of finish off, Devout, I'm not sure if you heard about this. Star Wars. So Disney,
Mm,
they've just basically revealed
mm,
some exciting news. I know this is mad. So apparently there was some sort of kind of weekend, or it's called the annual Star Wars celebration. So it brings
mm.
together fans and it debuts some vital information, so of all the stuff that's going on in the Star Wars universe. And check this out, right? This is going to be, this is mad. This is a lot of stuff. um they have they've announced 3 new movies. So they've announced 3 new movies. The big news here is that Daisy Ridley is going to be coming back as Rey in a new Star Wars movie, and it's going to pick up 15 years after the, what did we get? The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It
I'm
is.
sorry.
Part of it
It's
I
not.
feel like a
It's not
yawn.
you. It's not even you. It's the
It's the
information.
news.
It's
I
like it's
know.
Star Wars. They're losing me.
It's the,
Star
I,
Wars is losing me,
and you know
mate.
what's been happening? With the Mandalorian, the Mandalorian's actually pissed me off.
Yeah,
They had something so good,
yeah.
and then they've gone the opposite direction. It's not. It shouldn't even be called the Mandalorian. He's not even in it that much. It's like
And then you got
it's like
Lizzo showing up too. Yeah, telling us stuff.
and Jack Black. I mean, what's School of Rock doing in it? It's just like, oh my god. And then we've got Christopher Lloyd from Back to the Future. They shouldn't be in it. It's like, oh my gosh. So listen, so apparently now, 15 years later, she's a Jedi Master. She's going to be a Jedi Master. They're going to pick
Okay.
her up. She came on stage and she said hello to everyone,
Oh,
and they
okay.
basically announced that she's going to be making this. But there's actually going to be like a couple of more other movies. So Dave Filoni, he's basically
Mm,
working with James Mangold.
mm.
They're going to be doing something.
Oh, that's going to be good. I can tell you already because James Mangold loves his Western kind of
Yes,
influence.
yes,
Dusty. Look at Logan. That was like a kind of, you know what I mean, and he likes that, so that
Westerny
will
type of
fit.
thing.
That will
Yeah.
work.
So we've got kind of like, yeah, man. So I don't know. Where do we kind of there's this one called one movie's being held by James Mangold, which we've already just spoken about.
Mm,
And second will come from Dave Filoni, and it will be a New Republic set story, which is connected to Disney Plus shows. There's going to be a movie set after the rise of Skywalker. So those that which is one that I've been talking about. So we've got the
mm.
Skywalker connecting it. We've got the New Republic. We've got the Old Republic. We've got some kind of new shit going on in there. I mean, I don't know, man.
Time will tell. I'm not overly infused, but
Mm-mm.
I can just hope. Wait, I can hope. I can hope.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a new
yeah.
hope. It's a new hope.
There's a new hope is
Mhm.
what it is. So listen, fans of Star Wars universe, go check that out. I'm pretty sure you already know about it, but yeah, let us know what you think. Are you looking forward to it?
Mm.
But let's do a new one streaming. And Your Honor, I've heard about this. So Devout, tell us about it. This is we don't normally speak about
I
Paramount Plus,
know.
but
I
this is
know.
gonna probably there's gonna be more stuff coming on Paramount Plus. But yeah, tell us about this.
Yeah, no, I thought I should add it because yeah, you're right. We hardly talk about it. I actually did watch the Chemistry of Death. I watched it on there on Paramount
Mm,
Plus, and it started off really good, and it just got weak.
yeah.
But anyway, I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about Your Honor, which is the second season, which is stars Bryan Cranston, who's the judge in Louisiana,
Right.
and you've also got in there the guy that says "she" on The Wire.
Oh my God, from The Wire.
He's in
Yeah.
there as well. He's in there. He plays a mayor. So I know in The Wire he was a senator, is it? And now he's a
Yeah.
mayor. He's always
Wow,
political.
he's
This
moving
guy.
up, man.
I know.
He's been in a few movies. I
I know.
remember him. Like
Yeah.
he's
He
getting
was
more and
in
more. Yeah.
Cocaine Bear recently. Remember, he was the cop.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah, you did, didn't you?
Cocaine Bear. But yeah, in this one, basically, Bryan Cranston's a judge, and his son does something that gets them into trouble.
Yeah.
He makes the wrong decision in how he deals with that issue,
Oh,
and from there it spirals into a whole heap of hurt.
is
You got
it?
different crime, you got police, you got political, you got crime, and you got families all mixed up, and it's all going wrong. It's good. It's good, especially
And
season one. Season
yeah,
two, I'm halfway through it. Season one, wicked. Yeah.
really, because
Mm,
it sounds intriguing. Because it's like you're a judge. You
mm.
you can make what? How much can you bend the rules? Because you're the one who's making the decisions.
There you
Your
go.
Honor.
There you
Your
go.
Honor.
There you go.
All right. Okay. So go check that out. Paramount Plus. Now the other thing is on. Sorry, this is on Amazon Prime, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. This is from Guy Ritchie, and we've seen this. Oh no. Yeah, you've seen it as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I just saw it last night, just
Yeah. Yeah.
just
Yeah.
by chance. Yeah, just by chance. This is called Operation Fortune. Amazon Plus. It stars what's his name? Jason Statham. It's got Aubrey Plaza. It's got Hugh Grant. It's got Josh Hartnett is in it.
Josh, because when I saw him in this, I was like,
Mm,
shit, I haven't seen him in a while.
Josh Hartnett's in it. Eddie Marsden's in it. Bugsy Malone is a rapper, a
He's
UK
a
rapper.
rapper
He's
from
in it.
England. Yeah.
Yeah, he was also in one of the previous films that Guy Ritchie done recently as well.
The gangs.
The
Was he in the gangster
Gentleman.
one?
The
The Gentleman. That
Gentleman.
was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's on that. So yes, it's a Guy Ritchie film. It's basically Operation Fortune is a bunch of what are they? Are they
They're
do you know
like
it's
the MI5, but kind of like off the books,
something?
kind of.
Yeah, something
You
like
know,
that.
and he
And
played like Hugh Grant is like an arms dealer, and they want to
yeah,
infiltrate him, but
mm,
he really likes this Hollywood actor,
yeah,
and then they recruit the Hollywood actor to kind of play a role in to infiltrate
yeah, which is quite
his,
clever, quite
which is
clever.
good, right? Yeah.
And so they're good at really like basically getting stuff. So if they need to acquire a uh, a, some sort of information, something that could bring down governments or stuff like that sort of level stuff, kind of Bond-ish level stuff.
Yeah.
They will go in there and do whatever it takes to get this information, get out. They've got to kill people on the way. Yes, otherwise they want to try and do it a bit sort of cloak and dagger. And this is very, very elaborate. It's comedy. It's comedy action. Don't go in there looking for anything serious. Comedy action. But
Yeah.
yeah, this is on
Well,
Amazon right now, so you can watch it from the comfort of your own home,
yeah,
which
do
is
it.
what
It's
I
worth.
done.
Yeah, it's worth a Friday night
Mm,
watch, that one actually.
yeah,
All right, let's get into trailers, Deval. So we've got quite a few over here, and look, we've already
quite a
spoken
few.
about. Yeah,
Yeah,
we've already spoken about Star Wars, but let's do this, man. So they dropped the trailer for Ahsoka, and man, I've listen. Look, I want to temper my my expectations on this, but I reckon this is going to be this is going to be good. I mean, okay, look, I don't want to jump the gun. I think it's going to be decent, but you never know with Disney with the Star Wars stuff, because Mandalorian was supposed to be good, but Ahsoka, we are getting the live action version,
yeah.
and Rosario Dawson, she's bringing her A game to this character, and this character's got so many levels, man. So many kind of the history, her being a Padawan to Anakin, who then turns out to be Darth Vader, who betrays her, Order 66, Grogu,
This,
all that shit. Like,
if this turns out to be what it could be, this could save Star Wars. But this
yes.
Ahsoka Tano is one of my favorite characters from all the Star Wars now. From seeing her in uh, the Clone Wars
Yeah.
animation to the Rebels animation, and we've seen her in bits in between. We've seen her
Yeah.
now in
In between.
Mandalorian. She's now live action. She's gangster.
Yeah.
She was trained by Darth Vader. Do you know what I
Mm.
mean? So in this one, this is going to have a mixture of different characters from different, mainly animation. That's why it's important. You've got to watch the
Yeah.
animation. People
Yeah.
out there, honestly, watch the animation, because you're going
It's
to
all
have
connected.
Mary Elizabeth Weinstein is going to play Hera, who's part of the
Mm.
Rebels. She's a wicked character from that. You've got someone else playing Sabine Wren, gangster character, and you've got
Mm.
Ezra Bridger, all from the animation, the
Yeah.
Rebels. You've got
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
watch
Yeah.
it. So
Gots
also
to.
Hayden Christensen is set to make an appearance as well as
Yeah.
Anakin Skywalker. So this series, it's a new hope. I'm hoping for this. I'm
Yeah.
hoping. I'm
Exactly.
hoping.
We're hoping. That's what it should be.
Mm.
Star Wars. We're hoping.
This is in August. In August, this is coming out.
I
So
was going
yeah,
to ask you. Yeah. So this is coming. So it's
yeah,
still quite a ways away, left way.
yeah.
Yeah. What are we? April now. April, May, June, July, August. Okay. So 4 months.
Yeah.
4 months. And you know what? I mean, that's going to zip by, because in between
Mm.
all that, there's all this other stuff. But listen, let's
Whew.
go over. Let's go over now to MCU and Duvaldo. This is looking for me anyway. This has got the hallmarks of a classic, and the reason why that is because someone like Nick Fury, Deval, we've seen him obviously throughout the MCU, right? But we haven't really had kind of like just
Mm.
anything focused on him. Now, this
Mm.
show, Secret Invasion, I reckon is going to be the show which is going to bust things open a lot. It's going to show
Mm.
us a side of Nick Fury, a
Yeah.
vulnerable side. It's going to show us a side which is like, he doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know who he
Yeah.
can trust.
Mm.
And man, I'm telling you, the trailer looks wicked.
This, just like how Ahsoka could be the savior of Star Wars, this could be the savior of Marvel, because Marvel's going on a downward trajectory. But Secret Invasion, oh man, if you can't trust your neighbor, you can't trust yourself. Who can you trust? This
Trust
is
me,
going to
man.
be on another level. The
Trust me.
Scroll
Yeah.
I have been on Earth. We don't know how
Yeah.
long for, impersonating people, governments. This this could be good.
Yeah.
I really hope it is. This is coming out in June.
So
So
what? A couple of months.
a couple of months away, man. Secret Invasion. Please come on Disney Plus. Let's do it. Come
Just
on.
do right by us, man.
Mm,
Do right by
yeah,
us.
yeah.
And then also what's out there is the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1.
Mm.
And yeah, man. So again, I'm really digging this
This
whole other little universe, this franchise. I love that whole storyline. I love how they kind of pieced that whole thing together. They got these different. They incorporated the multiverse even before we saw the multiverse on the big screen.
yeah,
Deval.
yeah. And this one is proper multiversal, man. And animation just looks like a comic. And the voice
Yeah.
acting, I mean, it comes to life, man. This is really, and there's a character in this that looks like he's got some sort of like just not teleportation, but like the spot, there's a spot, and he can put his
Mm.
hand in it or something and come out somewhere else. A little bit like what we saw in Dungeons and Dragons. It's
Dungeons and
almost like
Dragons. Yeah.
teleportation situation, but multiversal as well. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this trailer, if you ain't seen it, go and check it out on YouTube. It's looking really decent. This one, this
Is
is coming out towards
end
the
of
end of
this
the
year, right?
year, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
towards the end of the year, I believe. Yeah, so this is going to be
Yeah.
another good one.
All right, okay, and not
Yeah.
one to be left out. We got to speak about this now. I know, Deval, you're not too keen on this one, but listen, look, hear me out, right? On this, this is the new DC movie. So here's
Mm,
the thing, right? We've been shitting on DC,
yeah.
and we don't actually. You and I, we don't actually shit on movies actually, because you and I, we kind of look. We if we'll call movies out, we'll say if they're just not decent or if they're boring and
Yeah.
everything like that, right? We want to see good movies. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all we want to
Yeah.
do, right? And so far, DC with Shazam, with Black Adam,
Mm,
with Wonder Woman, and kind of like some of the other stuff, they haven't really nailed it like
mm,
they did with.
mm,
Have they really nailed it with
mm-mm,
anything?
mm-mm.
They haven't, have they, Deval?
Not really. I mean, there's been some okay maybe, but nothing.
Moments.
Yeah, but nothing really is like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that. Oh, yeah. So listen, look. So this trailer dropped. This is called Blue Beetle, and
Mm,
this is a character which, I mean, I don't know anything about Blue Beetle. It's kind of like a secondary
mm,
character. There's a backstory going on there. There's different versions of this character, and this is kind of the third iteration of that character. And I saw it. I thought, oh, this is kind of fun, just kind of run of the mill type of stuff. And I
mm.
was like, okay, it could be fun, but this is DC at the end of the day. So what we see on the trailer could be like, we saw Shazam Fury of the Ghost trailer and we thought that was fun. And look at how that turned out. Do you get it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
You
Which is
know?
why for this one, I'm not. I hope it is good. I hope it's much better
Yeah.
than I think. But for me, it didn't. Also, the quality of it didn't seem. Maybe the graphics weren't finished yet, but something
Yeah.
didn't seem to the level that I was expecting. Blue Beetle,
Yeah.
I think sometimes doing a character that isn't well known gives you more scope to be free and less
Take risks.
expectations on the character, and all the actors. I've seen a couple of them somewhere.
Yeah.
I can't remember what I've seen them, but I've seen a couple of those
He's
actors.
from he's from Cobra Kai. The main kid, he's from Cobra Kai.
Oh, is it? Okay, okay,
Yeah.
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 So I'm sure they'll all do a great job, but it's just something about I don't know, something about the graphics and stuff didn't really do it for me. But again, me and DC right now, even me and
We're-
Marvel right now, we're not the best of friends, So I
Mate.
don't know, man. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
expecting much.
Yeah, well, this is it. I think if we go into this not expecting kind of like a great
Mm,
deal, yeah. But so the character, he's Jamie Reyes, Blue
mm,
Beetle, and it's Sholo Maridueña. And he
okay,
plays Jaime Reyes and stuff. So got George Lopez and the Susan Sarandon, who's going to be playing the big bad in this one. But listen,
okay.
apparently, Deval, this was going to be now. Here's this might be a big giveaway here. It was supposed to be launching on HBO Max.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, maybe that's why the quality didn't seem like super movie quality, cinema.
Mm,
But maybe they might make some, upgrades to that, possibly.
possibly,
But
we'll have to wait and see.
mm,
And now, listen, let's not forget about Netflix over here. Let's speak about this one. And again, Deval, Extraction Part 2. I saw this trailer, Deval, and you know what, man? This looks heavy.
mm,
This is, it's one of them ones where you're like, your head shaking, you're like, you don't know where you are, you're disorientated. Chris Hemsworth, he's back again as Tyler, can't remember his name. He survived. Did he survive at the end of the last one? And he's back in the thick of things. He's saving someone. There's like 100 people battering him, just trying to stab him, break him, you name it. This guy, man, it looks mad, and I can't wait to watch it.
crazy. And I'm glad they didn't show us too much. They showed us a scene from quite a
Teaser.
sort of fixed location. And he was
Yeah.
taking a few licks, but yeah, that one, it just looks like mayhem.
Mm.
Confined mayhem. It's like a scene out of the raid. And
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it. This is coming out in June. This is on Netflix, isn't it? It's not
Yes, this is
cinema.
screenplay
Yeah,
by Joe Russo. It's produced
yeah.
by the Russo brothers, directed by Sam Hargrave, who directed the first
Mm,
one. And that first Extraction movie was this really kind of action-packed, kind of
mm,
in your face. They filmed in like Bangladesh or like in somewhere in
mm,
Asia, India or
mm,
something like
mm.
that. and it
Yeah, different location. Remember we were saying it was good to see it wasn't always like, New York or whatever,
New
or somewhere
York or something
else. Yeah,
like,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it was just like people in your
Mm,
face. Like,
mm.
do you know what I'm saying? It was just like, and this is what I kind of got with that. So I love those types of movies. So I'm really looking forward to this. So yeah, go check those movies
That's out
out
in
a
June.
lot,
That's out in June. Coming soon.
mate.
Mm,
The next couple of months, we've got some crackers coming out.
trust me.
And is it Guardians of the Galaxy coming out in May?
That's out
Is it?
next month. Yeah, 3rd of May in the UK.
All right, less than a month to go for that one. All right,
Mm.
let's do Anniversary Corner. Divaldo, 25 years ago, 1998. Oh my gosh. Uh, I was 20 years old. He got game. He
Mm.
got game. Man, the guy over there, he's got game. This is Denzel, isn't it?
Yeah, Denzel Washington.
Yeah, yeah. I remember this. Basketball player.
Do you know who's in it as well? Rosario Dawson.
Oh
Man,
man. She was
age
was
doesn't
she the love
age.
interest in this?
I believe so. Yeah, directed by Spike Lee.
Yeah.
Also, Mila Jovovich is in it as well.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, John Turturro's in it. Gordon Bell, because Spike Lee loves working with him, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He brings that New
Yeah.
York feel to it, man.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, this. I mean, I can't really remember this, but I
I
know
can't
this
even
is
remember it either.
As basically a basketball player's father must try to convince him to go to college so he can get a shorter sentence. So
Mm,
he's been in trouble. But yeah, I can remember something about that. So I think it's almost like trying to redeem, uh, himself of some sort. But I've got
yeah.
to watch it again. I'm literally just ad-libbing here. I can't remember.
No,
I've got
I
to watch
know.
it
All
again.
I do remember there was once. I think he comes out. I think he comes out of prison.
Mm,
He comes out
mm,
of prison, and then this is how my mind works. And like, look, I remember the scene where he comes out of prison, and obviously he's been in prison for a while. So
mm,
when you've been in prison for a while, and what do some guys? What do they want?
mm.
He goes looking, and I think Mila Jovovich is, who he kind of hooks up with.
Okay. They're saying here that Spike Lee wanted Kobe Bryant to play the part of the young gun, the
Oh,
boy in it.
that would have been interesting.
Kobe Bryant just finished his like sort of rookie year or something,
Mm,
and yeah, he wasn't able to do it. But yeah, he wanted Kobe Bryant in the film. That would have been interesting.
that would have, because in
Mm.
did he did act in a few stuff, didn't he, before he passed away?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah, yeah, pretty
All
sure.
right. Well, listen, look, it's a nice little link in, basketball, obviously. Um, for me, anyway, growing up, Deval, basketball
Mm,
wasn't for me. It wasn't kind of like a sport which I was like, oh yeah, man, I got to kind of watch a basketball match. However, there
mm.
was one name. Well, there was a few names actually. Growing up in like kind of the 90s and stuff, the one name synonymous with the game.
Oh my
Like
God.
we're if yeah, exactly. You said
Yeah.
it. You just
It's
said
so
it.
funny. For me, it was opposite. For me, I didn't touch football until later. I played
Is it?
basketball.
Is
Yeah.
it? Well, that's
I
interesting.
played
You see,
basketball, and like, it was all about Jordan, Patrick Ewing, because the trainers
Ewing.
came out. The Patrick Ewing
Yep.
trainers came out. I had a
Yeah.
purple pair. Patrick Ewing, Scottie Pippen,
Barkley.
Charles Barkley with a
Yeah.
fadeaway.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anthony Hardaway.
Mm. And
Hardaway
even
with a
before that, John. Yeah. Even I remember like watching the kind of the Magic Johnson stuff as well, which was
yeah.
kind of like
Reggie Miller, the Green Eye
yes.
Assassin. You
Yeah.
had Stockton and Malone, the mailman, and oh my gosh,
Yeah.
the
And
mailman. Do you know why? Because he always
oh,
delivers. Oh
he
my
always delivers. And listen,
gosh.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Right. The reason why I had maybe like a passing interest in basketball was because of this. Right.
Mm,
1970, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
mm,
huge basketball. Well, yeah,
yeah.
he's huge, but yeah, he was a big basketball star. He acted in Game of Death with Bruce Lee, and because
Oh
I
yeah, yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
and because I was kind of like into the whole martial arts movies and
Yeah.
stuff like that, I was like, oh, who's this guy? Like, and then you
He's
start looking
massive
at
in that.
Kareem,
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
man. So Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
Crazy.
yeah, man. So like, you've got all that kind of there and going into, with the trainers and everything like that, right? So it's interesting. This movie's come at a great time, I reckon, because
Mm,
we we're getting a lot of these kind of movies based on historical periods. Like,
mm,
we've had like, I've mentioned this before. We've had the Tetris. We've had kind of the BlackBerry you spoke about not too long ago.
mm,
There's movies about Uber. There's about WeWork and all this kind of stuff that's in our memory, and maybe we kind of remember, we don't know the full story about how these companies started.
Mm,
And this movie called Air, directed by Ben Affleck, starring Matt Damon, starring Jason Bateman, starring Viola Davis, who's brilliant in everything that she does.
mm,
This kind of tells a story about how Nike, how they landed Michael Jordan,
mm,
on their roster of players to kind of to wear their shoes, to wear their trainers.
yeah.
And can I say one thing about? I didn't even know anything about this.
No, me too. No idea. No idea. I guess
Absolutely didn't
as a
know who
normal
the players
person,
were.
we just see them when they sign. We say, "Oh, they've signed." All the work that goes
Yeah.
behind it, all the controversy, all the this, all of that. No idea. Mm-mm.
Mm. Yeah, absolutely, man. And it's really interesting because it's set in the 80s. This is 1984, and the music and the images and the way that they dress, the way that they speak,
Mm,
like everything about it, man, is nostalgic. And you look at that period and you think, oh my gosh, man, like even the music that they used in the
mm,
film is very, very kind of like appropriate for the time.
yeah.
Chaka Khan. There was
Mm,
like, I remember at the beginning of the movie, there's like clips from old movies like Beverly Hills Cop, like,
yeah,
from
yeah, 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 yeah,
like
yeah,
loads of movies
yeah.
from the 80s, Ghostbusters and things like
Mm,
that, posters, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like all this sort of stuff in the movies. And it was kind of like, it gave me a kind of, right, this is my into that kind of world. We're in the 80s. We're in this kind of period where, it's vibrant. The way that the movie was directed, Deval, it kind of, it had this vibrancy to it, right? Like,
mm,
the snappy feel to it. Like, this is
yeah,
going over there, this is going
yeah,
over
yeah, yeah.
there, and these are the different players and everything like that. Not, there's big players, there's Nike, there's Adidas, and then there's Converse. Those are the big kind of key
Mm.
players.
I
And
didn't know that.
I
Mm,
didn't know that,
mm.
mate. I didn't know that. And then Puma wasn't even part of that whole thing, was it? They didn't even. I don't even. They mentioned Puma.
No, they weren't mentioned. No, Adidas and Converse. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have these big
Mm,
players, and then Nike is kind of with the lowest share of the market, and Adidas is kind of like up there with the biggest. And I didn't even know this whole thing about them choosing basketball players to represent their shoe wear.
mm, yeah. Yeah, that's how sponsorship in America, I think, is more crazy than anywhere in the world. They
Yeah.
use people to sell their products, and it's yeah. That's why if anything if anything happens to people, if any of these athletes do things, it messes up their money big time. So they got to stay good.
Mm. Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah,
got
exactly.
to
Yeah. So
stay
if
good.
you're at the top of your game, then obviously you're going to be sponsored for longer and stuff like that.
Mm,
So this tells a story of the people behind landing Michael Jordan, who was like up and coming, who is this kind of amazing, amazing prospect. There's one guy at Nike. He is watching a video
mm,
and of Michael Jordan, and he's like, this is the kid that we need to land. If we land Michael Jordan, then what, this is going to be
mm,
massive for Nike.
yeah.
And it kind of, we kind of see this whole story weaving out the different players involved. And we've got Matt Damon's character, and who's kind of the glue behind bringing Michael Jordan into that family over there and everything. And we had like Chris
Chris Tucker.
oh shit, Chris Tucker in it as well, who
Mm,
I haven't
mm,
seen in ages,
mm,
man. Chris Tucker as well is in the movie as well. So you got all these different players, Marlon Wayans as well. Like they're all playing like real people. They're all
yeah,
playing like real
yeah.
people. The CEO of Nike, Ben Affleck, and all this stuff. I thought it was a really, really kind of decent. Uh, it's funny, really interesting. Like not one single point in the movie was I bored. Interestingly, Devour, did you notice? Did you notice they did not show? They
Michael
did not
Jordan's
show.
face. Yeah,
Why?
yeah.
Why do you reckon they
I
took that
saw.
artistic license?
I saw an interview with Matt Damon and someone, and he said they did it on purpose. They
Right.
filmed it a certain way so you can't see his face because he's the prize. It's like Michael Jordan is what they're trying to get, and obviously we all know it's not going to be Michael Jordan, and you
Mm,
can't get anyone to look like him. So they said they purposely didn't show him because once you show Michael Jordan's face, which is going to be wrong, it takes away the
the
prize, the
allure.
feeling,
Yeah.
the allure, the mystery. It takes it away, so it kind of diminishes the end goal. So they did it on purpose not to do that.
Because there was a
Yeah,
couple of shots where I'm like, okay, how are they going to get around this bit? So
yeah, yeah,
they put
yeah,
actors so that we
yeah,
would not see
yeah.
his face and everything. So they
Mm,
did that, was quite funny. But I thought Ben Affleck, his direction. Now we've got to remember Ben Affleck. He has won an Oscar for his directing. He
mm.
directed Fargo. No, sorry, Argo.
Argo,
Yeah,
yeah.
Argo. He's he's won as a producer, as director, and so he has got skill behind whatever you think
Mm,
about him in front of the camera. He can weave, he can put together great ensemble pieces, he can put kind of people there. And I got to say, if you have a great script, you have great actors, you're
mm.
pretty much guaranteed, especially like with these people, you're pretty much kind of
Yeah,
guaranteed to kind of
yeah.
hit kind of like gold over here. But for me, I thought it was a really, really interesting kind of view into that world, what goes on behind, how they did the
Mm,
whole thing, the whole era, the 80s, and like, watching
mm.
them walk, the way they talk, and, the hairstyles and all that sort of stuff. And I thought it was really interesting. But yeah, what's your take on it?
No, it's interesting. Yeah, I liked it. I like to see some of the. I know it's dramatized because it's a movie, but
Mm,
the behind the scenes, like the agents and the contracts that are drawn up, and all the different things and hurdles that they need to overcome to get this player at all
mm,
costs. Let's not forget he hadn't stepped foot in the NBA at that time,
mm.
but Matt Damon's character, who watches players and understands players, he saw something in him that was like, yeah, this guy is going to be great, beyond great. And it's true, Michael Jordan is beyond great. His trainers, the Air Jordans, to this day, they still get him $400 million a year in
When I saw
sales.
that, I
In
couldn't believe it.
sales,
That's
yeah,
passive.
passive income. Yeah, I didn't know that's that.
Oh
My
my
man is
gosh.
minted, yeah, because of the
That
deal
is
that he made, and
mad.
his mum was
His mum did
behind that.
it.
His mum was behind making that so that because back in them days, I'm sure today some people get a check for
Yeah.
some endorsement or whatever, one time check. The mum said no, he needs a percentage for every trainer sold with his name on it for life, and that is, I mean, people. This guy retired how many years ago? People still wear Jordans. Jordans you get in exclusive colors and exclusive designs and limited editions. It's something about them doesn't fade away. That's mad when you think about it.
And and that kind of the silhouette, the
Mm,
person who
yeah,
actually
yeah,
made the
yeah,
actual trainer, he's in the movie as well. That
yeah.
whole silhouette thing, that is
It's
iconic.
crazy.
Like, it's really, really mad.
Patrick Ewings aren't sold today.
No.
We don't hear Charles Barkley's. We don't hear
Mm,
Shaq.
no. Larry Bird, no.
None of these trainers. Why is it his? Huh?
Exactly. And at the end of the movie, there's a kind of bit in there where it said, there's a line that Ben Affleck, he's the CEO of Nike at the time.
Yeah.
He goes, it's just one player. He goes, how much are we going to sell? And then
Mm.
there's a kind of like a bit of a blurb on there which says, in the first year, they sold 163 million. They did sales of 160 million. So him taking a
And that's
percentage of
80s
that,
money. Yeah, that's 80s money. What would that be today? Flipping heck, mate.
there you go. There you go. So, I mean, there's so many kind of great things about the movie. And it's interesting because it's by so this is an Amazon Studios movie.
Mm,
So
mm.
this is more than likely gonna be
Yeah,
out on Amazon Prime.
Amazon. No, it will. It will. It's meant
Yeah,
to come out on it, but they said the response was so good that they're like, nope, it's got to go cinema first.
I
You
reckon.
know,
I
they did their
reckon.
work on this. Ben Affleck, he consulted with Jordan to get this film made, and
Mm,
wanted to make sure he got all the facts right and stuff like that. And Jordan said, "There's one thing that you got to make sure you get right on this, otherwise, don't do it." Obviously, they can still
wow.
do it, but Jordan said to him, "Make sure my mum is played by Viola Davis. Get her to be
Is
my mum. Yeah,
it
get her to be
wicked?
my mum because he knows his mum's character.
Yeah,
He's seen her in different films, and he knows how she can portray
yeah.
his mum. But she's instrumental in this. And you know the
He,
dad, Michael Jordan's dad.
man,
Do
did
you know
you
who?
read
Do
that?
you know who he is?
Who
He's only Viola Davis's husband in real life.
is
They're
it?
they're playing husband and wife in real
Check
life,
them
as well
out. Oh
as
my
in the
gosh.
movie. But yeah, he obviously, what happened with him?
I,
He
I I
died.
didn't know that. There was
You
like
didn't know?
they showed
Oh,
like a
okay.
news. There was like a news
Yeah,
thing, and he got
yeah.
what? He was shot and
Because
what?
the
Killed.
the documentary that came out on Netflix a while ago.
Netflix. Yeah.
Yeah, that one showed it. I didn't realize until that documentary, but it was mad. There was a moment where Matt Damon was talking to Jordan. They were at their board table. This is when a deal was going to go down, and Matt Damon had this magical speech, and he was saying, it's not just about the trainer, it's about you. This is the reality of it. They're going to build you up. They're going to take you down. They're going to this, they're going to that, they're going to that. But he made him realize that he understood him. And, it's not just about the trainer and the money. There's more. It's a legacy. And Matt Damon, obviously, that speech was crazy. I don't know if it happened in real life, but,
Yeah.
if it did, that's where the deal was done.
Yeah.
And yeah, the rest is history, man. The rest
Mm.
is history. It's crazy.
So what happened to his dad then?
Uh, well, he was shot, wasn't he?
Yeah,
He was
because
found
that
shot in a
was
car, but I can't remember
yeah.
who shot him or why. But yeah, it's mad. It's just it's crazy. Yeah,
Mm.
his mum's still around and she does a lot of charity work and stuff. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's just man.
Yeah. So listen, would you because obviously there's going to be people who might listen to this and they'll be like, "Oh, I'll wait for it to come on Amazon Prime."
Mm.
But what would you say to that?
Do you know what? I wouldn't say
Yeah.
this. This,
'Cause they
this
will still
isn't.
enjoy it.
Yeah, this isn't a cinema, a movie you got to see in the cinema for me.
Mm.
Obviously, it'd be good to do that,
Yeah.
pro- uh,
Support 'em, whatever.
support the film and stuff. But for me, I wouldn't say you have to rush to the cinema to see it. You can see it on Amazon Prime and still get just as much enjoyment from it, I think.
Absolutely.
Mm,
Absolutely. I will second that. All right. Okay, Devout.
mm.
We've got time for one more.
I'll make it quick, man. I mean, the next
Do it.
film I'm
I
gonna,
want to hear about
yeah,
this. I want to
this
hear about this
this
because
is
we've been speaking about horror movies and we want to watch a horror movie and you went out and watched The Pope's Exorcist. So yeah, tell us about this.
The Pope's Exorcist, which stars Russell Crowe
Mm,
and some other actors, but Russell Crowe's the main guy. He stars as a a priest, Father Gabriele
mm,
Amort, from Italy, from the Vatican, and he's good at his job. He basically investigates a young boy who's showing signs of possession, and through that, through doing this investigation, it seems like this case is unique in that the possession isn't just any sort of random possession, but this possession is a lot deeper, and
mm.
the demons and stuff that are in that are
Oh God.
possessing this boy are powerful, very very
Yeah.
powerful, and they've been involved or try to do their thing
Yeah.
through uh, different people in the Vatican for a long time. They've tried to really basically take over the Vatican,
Yeah.
and he uncovers this bit by bit, and it's just a bit of a madness. But it is your run of the mill possession film. I ain't gonna lie, there's nothing special about it. I
Yeah.
didn't get anything special from it. It was okay. It was
So
okay
it
made.
didn't scare you though.
Not really, no. I
No.
didn't. I didn't get anything new from this that I wouldn't have got from watching any other, you know, possession film where the priests have to get involved in, and
Yeah.
Vatican based or whatever. Uh, it's based on true events. That gives it a
Yeah.
bit of credence, but they always say that, don't they? And the,
Exactly.
the event could be 10%, but then they'll make it into 100%
Stretch
into
it
the
in. Yeah.
movie.
Exactly.
Exactly. So, and one thing that did annoy me, Russell Crowe. He sounds a lot like Zeus from
God.
Thor: Love and Thunder. It's
Oh
like
no.
someone heard him speak in the accent and thought, "Oh, hello."
Oh, we'll use
He
that.
can, yeah, he can do that. He sounds just Italian, but yeah, it's just, man, I don't know, man. I just,
What's going on with Russell, man? He's like, gosh,
mate,
I
you
know
gotta
he's
get
taking a
paid.
bit of a break,
You gotta
but
get
this is
paid.
kind of, yeah, I
You
know
gotta
he's got to
get
get
paid.
paid. Yeah, he's got
You
to
gotta
eat.
get paid. Yeah, and he's definitely bulking up. When I say bulking up,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's got to eat.
I don't mean it in a muscle. Yeah, he is. He's eating very well. My man's eating well. That's all I can say. But yeah, this film, I saw it. I'll be honest, I missed the first maybe 15 minutes or so. Could be 20.
Yeah,
I don't know, but I don't think I missed much. That it didn't
yeah.
inform me of what the film was about. Yeah, it was just a very standard possession film. I didn't really think James Avery is the person that directed it. He made Overlord in 2018.
Oh yeah, I
You know
like
that
that
film
movie. It's World War
Overlord?
Two zombie
Yeah.
movie.
So he's done that before and a few other films, but yeah, man, I just didn't really get much from this. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe then they should leave kind of it to what's his name, James Wan, with the whole nun conjuring universe stuff.
yeah, probably that's better. But even that slipped a bit. That last film
That's
that he
dipping.
made
Well,
was
there's the
shit.
Nun 2's coming out.
That's coming out, yeah. But this one
Yeah.
here, I mean, it's just very basic. Don't rush to the cinema for this one. It's
And
just,
have they left it open for a sequel?
yeah, good question. The way they ended it was that this was one case, and this demon was trying to take over the world,
Oh,
basically. And they're
gosh,
saying that there's another
hundreds.
219 uh, places around the world where these demons were trying to enter. So they've got
Oh,
work to
for
do.
God's
And
sake.
he says, this is a job for more than one exorcist. And the other priest that he's with is like a freshman. He's a new priest, and
Yeah,
he's like,
new blood.
"This
Yeah.
sounds like a job for two." And they shake hands. But he's a joker. He's a joker in this. He's not like he's not a box standard, like straight laced priest. He is a
Yeah.
joker. Even like when shit's happening, sometimes he'll bust a joke.
I'm like, when you're battling flipping the devil, you don't want to be like joking about it.
Another thing, I was going to wrap this up, but I've got to say this here. I've really got to say this. But these possession films, man, these demons that inhabit these boys or kids,
Gosh.
this one was very powerful, very powerful. He was powerful enough. The telekinesis powers were on another level. He
Oh
was
my
getting
gosh.
people to like go up into the sky,
This
and they're
is
just like,
this sounds like a mutant level.
he nearly got one to twist their neck.
Oh my
And like
gosh.
he threw people's bodies across the room. Like, why stop? Just kill them. Like the demon will get to do this, throw them across the room against the thing. Like these people are
Oh
bleeding and that. And I'm thinking, hold
yeah.
on, like they finished them instead. They just like
Finish them.
nothing. It's just a
Oh
waste. But
my, it's just a waste,
obviously,
right?
if that did happen, the film would be over.
Yeah.
Still, I wouldn't mind one of them at least dying. Doesn't they all survived? Let me say it now. Everyone that you saw at the start all
Yeah.
survived. There was no
Oh gosh.
consequence.
You know, why don't they ever do this in movies then nowadays? Why don't they get like a big named actor or kind of biggish name actor and just kill them off
Yeah,
and make it kind
that
of
would make
like,
me respect them. Even
be
one of the
like,
kids. That kid went through all kinds of shit. That kid's got to go. You can't be going. You
yeah,
can't go through that.
he's not coming back
You
after
can't
that.
go through that, and
Oh
you're going to
man.
school. Like, oh, hi, so you're
Yeah.
back. Oh yeah, can I play football with you? Do you know what I mean? No, there's got to be consequence. This kid's just okay afterwards. After just like, hi,
Consequences.
mommy. Like, fuck off. What do you mean, hi, mommy? You should be fucked. Yeah, you've been sitting on that bed for weeks, yeah, being possessed, and you're just saying hi, mummy afterwards.
Someone's been in you, like your soul, and here you are, want to play football.
Oh, mate.
Oh my gosh. Well, folks, look, there you have it. There's Air, and then there's the Pope's Exorcist. We think you know what you should go out and watch. Let us know what you did make of that if you do go out and see it, and keep in touch with us on Instagram, on YouTube. We're always there. Hit us up, DM us,
Yep.
let us know what you're watching, and we'll be there with you. So listen, we've got a few more stuff. Mate, we've got to watch this Tetris.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm gonna watch that this week.
We've got to watch that
Gonna
this
watch
week,
that this
and
week, yeah.
we know that Emmanuel's seen it, so we can kind of get his view on that as well. But yeah, so
Yeah.
Tetris we're going to speak about.
Renfield.
And,
I think Renfield's out next
mate, I
week
wanna
with
watch that.
Nicolas Cage. So that
Yeah.
one should be interesting, hopefully.
Exactly, and a really, really good. I really want to watch a good horror movie, man.
Yeah,
Something
I
decent.
can't help you there, man. I'm not sure what's even coming out. Oh, Evil Dead. Yes, Evil Dead's coming out in a few
Evil
weeks.
Dead Rises, and I've
Yeah.
heard it's supposed
That's meant to be all right.
decent.
Yeah, that's meant to be
Yeah.
all right.
All right. Okay. Cool. Well, we'll try and fit those in. And listen, yeah, keep